I remember when we chat. I remember when we chatted. The research I did on you. You originally, when you got into the 14 field, you originally were a Bigfoot researcher, correct?
I did Bigfoot research and I did UFO research prior to
So
Dogman. Yeah.
so how'd you make the jump? How'd you make the jump from Bigfoot and UFOs to upright
Well, I was a
cages?
UFO. I did UFO research years before I got into the Bigfoot stuff. This is like going back into the 80s and going into the 90s and doing UFO research, getting a lot of reports of Bigfoot connected to UFO sightings. Okay. I found the subject to be fascinating, looked into it, fell in love with it, absolutely fell in love with it. And it was a really big passion for years. Um, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. But as time's going on, the field got really political. I mean, really political. And it just got to the point, it just got tired of it because it turned out to be a clique, a members only society. If you didn't have the right last name, you weren't speaking at conferences, things like that. And one day I was just going through all my files, looking at some of the old cases, and I found a bunch of them that were Bigfoot sightings that were Bigfoot that had a snout, high pointed ears, legs like a dog. And I'm like, well, these are Dogman sightings, what these people are seeing. So I delved in, going through all my files, hundreds and hundreds of files, and picking out all the ones that were like that. And I'm like, man, there's something to this. So I just, I found it to always be a fascinating subject, and nobody was really into it. Okay. A lot of people weren't even looking into the Dogman stuff. So I decided to go to it, and I fell in love with it. And I enjoy it to this day. I think it's one of the most excited cryptids out there to study.